What's up? I'm going to give you guys a couple tips on how to optimize your live set, how to reduce CPU if you have a lot of intensive plugins running, and by that I'm going to explain the differences between freezing, flattening, and consolidating, and how to use them, and how to overcome an issue you get when freezing and flattening when you have your sidechain compressor on there. So what we have is kind of an intensive plugin chain, bunch of reverbs, multi-band distortion, and an emulation of the SSL console running from Omnisphere, and kind of a complicated patch, right? 34% CPU usage, which is not too good. So if I wanted to add more tracks to this, and I knew I was kind of happy with this, I would do something called freezing. So what freezing is it quickly renders, well, not quickly, but it renders the audio. It just renders this one audio track. So it's basically like me going export audio, and I'm only exporting channel 18, and then me plopping it back on there. That's basically all it is. But there's a way to revert it. So you unfreeze, and then you can go in and you can edit again, and it's all fun and good. I can freeze again, and that'll free up my CPU, reduces it by a bunch of percent. All right, cool. So that's freezing, and freezing is a kind of a non-destructive way of rendering audio and using in Ableton, which is good. I'm quite happy with that. Once you're at that point, and say if I wanted to do some refined edits, chop this up more, or have a drink with it, I would flatten it. And what that is that just basically makes the wave visible. It just makes the audio. So this is the audio that's kind of running under the hood when you flatten it, and this is what you get, and you lose your ability to freeze and unfreeze, and you don't have your plugins anymore. That's a good way, say if you're just working on drums and you're processing and rendering and reprocessing and dragging around and busting drums. That's what you want to do. So that's all well and good. So we will unflatten that for now, right? Oops. Wrong button. Unfreeze. There we go. So now I can edit it. All well and good. So I have a kick here. So what consolidating does is it will just put together any kind of pieces of audio that you have. So we can select any length of anything, right click, consolidate, bam bam bam, and it turns this into a loop, which is good. And then we can loop it, and then we can kind of drag it about, and it's a lot better than just like controlled, just control D'ing, all these throughout the track, because that's a lot of clips, and that will eat into your Ableton file size, and it has a lot to load, and you can get that error where it says Ableton Live has ran out of memory, and you want to avoid that by having like the less amount of clips as possible, and that's done with consolidating. So instead of having 8 of these guys, I now have just one. I can load it into the RAM, so it doesn't have to keep on pulling it from the hard drive, and this kick is here forever, and it's quite good. So I'm going to show you an issue that may come about. So I'm on a sidechain to 19, cool. It's a fairly intense sidechain. So what I want to do is I want to add some more synthy elements over top and disco dance. So I'll right click and then freeze, but oh no, what is happening now? It can't freeze it because there's routing coming from the kick into that. Alright, so what you may try to do is you can what you can do is you will copy, cut, why not, and then you will right click, group them, They think, okay, I'll group them. You right click, there's no ability to show fades, which I don't know why they do this, and it's very misleading. So I'll undo group. I will, the sidechain compressor is out. I will freeze. Right. And then I'll wait. And then I'll wait. There we go. And then I will right click, group, and then paste it. It's completely weird and backwards, but you know, I have no urge to complain. You should be able to freeze tracks that are in a group. So anyway, yeah, you can drag the compressor into here, and then there you have it. So now you can freeze. I should actually make that its own separate video. No. Anyway, so yeah, that's how you would do it. And then you can kind of bust them all together and have their own kind of thing. This is basically the only way how to do it. And then you can right click and not be able to do anything. So you have to kind of take it out. Or yeah, you can unfreeze it now for some reason and flatten it. I don't know. But yeah, you can just put it in a group and your problems are solved. Yeah, that's basically it. Hope you learned something. And so, okay, basically, freezing is a non-destructive way of rendering just that audio track with the ability to unrender it and still have all your plugin settings. So it'll save it, the plugin settings and your chain all in there, and that's good. You're good to go. Flattening is what you do after freezing, and flattening is a completely destructive way. So you'll lose all your settings and you'll be just left with audio, and then you can rearrange it and do crazy stuff to that, which is all nice and good. Consolidating, if you can see here. So say, okay, I want this loop right here. I will consolidate. Keep your eyes down here. I will consolidate. Bam, and then I have that. And then I can loop this forever. Right? And then there you have it. So, hope you learned stuff. Take care and enjoy.